you have OBEs happening as far back as Bible times. I mean, I can tell you when I read Bible, I definitely see some prophets experience OBEs. Now, you have OBEs, I mean, it's been around all the time. It's just that people would call it different. And as I say, I mean, what I found interesting, and I'm talking about Europe right now, okay? It's very hot in certain countries of Europe, like the Czech Republic, Russia, Slovakia, Poland, Hungary. You would have courses taken that would teach you how to get out of body.
Wow.
Michael, what I'm saying is the following. Why do you want to get out of body naturally, unless it's spontaneous and natural? You know what I mean? I mean, if it happens to you, that's fine. It started to happen to me back in 1995. I mean, you got Michael, who started to fly out of body ever since he was born. So what I'm saying is that, why do you want to rape the nature? Why do you want to be in and have out-of-body experiences? Stop going against the nature. Either have them spontaneously, naturally, or do not have them at all. If you are not ready for out-of-body experiences, do not have them. I mean, I can tell you, as far as I know, you would only have a couple of people, okay, that would experience the out-of-body experiences naturally. You would have, let's look back, you would have Ingo Swann, and Ingo Swann would be one that would be involved in the Stargate program back in the 60s, right? You would have Alex Tannis. Alex Tannis was a gifted psychic who would experience out-of-body, states whenever, he was 4 or 5 when he has his first spontaneous out-of-body. Then you would have Bob Monroe, but Bob Monroe would have out-of-body experience induced by the audio technology. Like, you would have the binaural audio technology. Like, you would have one frequency coming into your right ear, you would have another frequency coming into your left ear, okay? And that's all fine. That's you can induce out of body, but my question is, why? Either you have it naturally, and if you do, okay, there is a reason why. But please do not try to be hard, be in, and do not try to have out of body artificially induced. Why? You see my point, you know? Why?
It's like the same thing that happens when an abductee looks for the first time into the face of a gray. It's very shocking, I guess. It's something completely different that we don't know anything about. So it would kind of be a shocking experience and not something, that we would enjoy at the time, I guess.
Yeah. If it happens spontaneously, hey, take it, embrace it, work with it. But why do you want to buy some audio technology that would force you out of body? Why? It's against nature. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah.
What I want to move to now for a few minutes, I just want to talk a little bit about my dear friends in the Czech Republic, ILona and Ivana Podhrazska, who have maintained contact with the alien Olie, over the course of time here, and she's been sending me some fascinating stuff that I have been talking about with our audience here. What are your impressions, and how do you think these ladies are doing all this work?
Well, I mean, Ivana and ILona, I mean, I just love them. They are two precious sweethearts.
They are wonderful.
Yeah, I mean, Ivana is the medium. She was gifted. I mean, she's the one transmitting the messages from Olie, who, it's my understanding, is the extraterrestrial biological entity, right?
Right.
To my understanding, it's short grade, right? Now, you said short grade, right? What is it? Some people say it's, Zeta Dracos. It resembles to Zeta Rays, or they're hybrids, whatever. But what I'm saying is that I love the girls, okay? And every day I talk to them. And Ivana, tries her best, okay? ILona is the one who is putting it down in the writing. But Ivana is the one who is taking the messages. And as a matter of fact, I talked to the girls yesterday, right? And they say hello, and they just, they say, they just say, Julie, tell the following story on the air if you have a chance. So I'm going to say that.
Yes, please.
Okay. Now, back in 1990, I forgot the year.
I think 93.
But get this. Ivana and ILona, they went to a hospital to see a friend of theirs, okay? The friend was just lying in a hospital, so they wanted to be nice and, to visit them, to visit the friend. Now, get this. So as Ivana and ILona was walking the hallway in the hospital, okay? Now, they got stopped by a receptionist, a lady receptionist, right, at the hospital, and one nurse, okay? She was a nurse. And they got stopped, and the receptionist says, "Hey, ladies, you cannot bring the child in, okay? You can go visit your friend, but without the child." Now, ILona goes like, "Oh my God, what child? We don't have no child with Michael. I know you know, but let me finish the story." So Ivana goes like, "ILona, well, there's no child." So guess what? They continued walking the hall. Okay. Now the receptionist yelled at them, "Lady, I have told you are not allowed to bring the child in a hospital." Okay.
Oh, man.
And ILona and Ivana, they go like, "I'm sorry, there is no child." Okay. Now guess this. Get this. After the visit, okay, ILona and Ivana talked to the receptionist and the nurse, and guess what? The receptionist and the nurse both, okay, claimed they saw a child around 120 centimeters tall.
Wow.
The child had no hair and had big eyes. Well, guess what? Okay, you know who they seen, right?
Absolutely.
And Michael, it was funny because the receptionist and the nurse, they were looking, okay, at Ivana and ILona walking down the hallway through the glass. Okay, so they have seen Olie through the glass, and that's funny. Like he was, they were able to see him through the glass, although Ivana and ILona were not aware of Olie joining them at the time.
Wow.
So I found this fascinating, So you have two people, and I don't see why they would make it up. You have the receptionist, you have the nurse. They both claim, yes, there was a child 120 centimeters tall, no hair, funny looking, and big eyes. Okay, so I really found it interesting, and it's great.
Yeah, that kind of supports the fact that this stuff is going on, especially when someone or two people who are completely and totally unrelated to what's going on, recognizes, Olie following them. Now, she says she contacts Olie through spiritism. Is that kind of like, I guess you would call it channeling?
Yeah. Now, see, here's the thing. You get the contact through either channeling or the so-called direct vibrational cognition. Now, what's the difference? What's the difference here? Right. Channeling is electromagnetic base, okay? So you channel through electromagnetic radiation. It's the light, okay? Now, when you channel or when you get information through direct vibrational cognition, there is no electromagnetic channeling involved. There's a direct, it's called data streaming. You stream the data not from outside, okay, but through your inner self. Inner being, and that's what the difference is. If you get information through direct vibrational cognition, that's information that is vibration based, and vibrations are pulses. Now, if you get information via channeling, that's electromagnetic information, that information that you get from the light, from electromagnetic radiation, and that's oscillation, okay? So that's from outside source, while the vibrational, it's called direct vibrational streaming, you get it from within yourself. It's your deep inner being that you are able to pull the information out. It seems to me that Ivana and ILona are getting the information via electromagnetic channeling. So yeah, that would be an outside source, and it would be done via electromagnetic radiation, okay? And that's fine, because you have to be pretty sensitive in order to get the channel. Yeah. So, and Ivana is very sensitive. I mean,
I can imagine. Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Now, why? Now, my audience knows all about the car situation where it caught fire. What is so important? The information that they know, or knowing Olie, being able to talk with him. Why would someone want to erase them?
I mean, it's a pretty wild guess. I mean, we do not know that. What we know is that when we approached Olie about the car and who is behind the attack on the car, Olie said, and that's funny because he said it's someone, he says, Ivana, ILona, it is someone that you know.
That's scary.
It is, and at the same time, it is someone who was government trained, okay? It's a tall guy who knows what he knew what he was doing. He was government trained. the reasons why it's hard to guess, because I mean, I'm taking a real wild guess. I mean, okay. Now, if there are different theories out there. There's a theory that would, that tell you that, hey guys, the EB, the extraterrestrial biological entity that Olie is, okay? They are hybrids that are, short grays, but some people would say that those entities have certain secret dealings with American government, and they are here for a certain reason, and the American government knows about them, and in exchange for different technology, the American government would let the EBs to abduct people and to do certain research on the people, and so it's a wild guess to me. I do not know why Olie and his spacecraft are around what their mission here is, okay? And I don't think anyone knows, but I mean, I would say that they are benevolent, and their mission is to help people, okay, or develop or involvement of Earth, let's say, in a positive direction versus negative. And you have wild theories out there. We do not know. What we know is that, yes, Ivana and ILona were chosen for the contact. The contact is there, as much alive, and it's going on for a number of years. But if I can't say more than what I just said, because it's I don't want to guess. I mean, it's you have different theories out there, and you want to make a wild guess. I don't know, but what I'm saying is that, I mean, so far I found Olie to be very, very benevolent creature.
Yeah.
And,
he seems that way to me too.
And Michael, I mean, he number of times his transmissions, okay, when I compare them to what I know from before from Michael, okay, and when I compare my entries and my diary from what I know from Michael and what Olie said, it's completely the same. So I do not have the reason not to believe, okay, because I see the parallel there, and it is there. It's clearly there. So, yeah.
Well, I want to take a few seconds to give a shout out to ILona and Ivana, who are listening tonight, and also to Olie. Hello, guys. It's good to have you in the audience. Just incredible stuff. Now, one more thing before I turn it over to Julia. I want to ask you, in your book, in one of your chapters, and I'm ruffling through it now, I can't seem to find it. You talk about someone actually being in the hall where the Akashic records are kept. Do you recall that part in there? I'm trying to find it too. It's interesting because you hear so much about it, and if someone was there physically, that kind of, well, not physically, but out of body, then it kind of proves its existence in a way. Where are we with that? Anyway, they've always had a question about the existence of the Akashic records.
They do exist.
Yeah, and this kind of says that they do exist and that they are in a place, and the only way you can really get to them is via out-of-body experience.
Well, Michael, I mean, let me tell you this. I mean, anyone, you say, okay, you can reach the Akashic records via out-of-body experience, but let me tell you this. If you run certain frequency, if you are able to get on certain vibration, certain frequency, certain amplitude, certain length weight, just let's call it certain frequency, you automatically get access to Akashic records.
Wow.
Trust me. And I mean, yeah, it happens a lot when you're out of body, but you do not have to be out of body to attain certain frequency, okay? And once you hit certain frequency, boom, you there automatically, and you just downstream, you just stream the information from the Akashic.
Wow, jeez.
This is how it works, and it does happen. Trust me. Yeah.
I wonder if those little flashes of insight. Did you ever have that where all of a sudden you feel like, hey, I've got the answer to everything in existence, but then it goes away real quick.
Yeah.
That's kind of hitting the vibration, I guess.
Yeah, definitely.
It's pretty cool.
And you better when you hit the vibrations and you get the feeling and you ask the questions, you have the answer, you better put it down or you lose it.
Yes.
It happens to me all the time. That's it. Yeah.
Wow, pretty cool.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'm going to turn it over now to my esteemed colleague, Julia Weiss, because she's got a lot to talk about. It's been a couple of weeks since she's had a chance. So, Julia, please have fun. This is good stuff.
Well, I wanted to continue the conversation with Julia because I had a few out-of-body, quite a few experience out-of-body. And every time I come back, it hurts. My head, when I get to the reality that I'm back in my body, my head really hurts. And it's a very uncomfortable feeling.
Yeah.
And there was a couple times when I was meditating. And a couple times it happens when I'm not meditating. I don't actually leave my body. What I feel is I feel like I'm getting ready to. Yeah. And it's very, very uncomfortable and I stop it. So do you find with a lot of people that it's painful when they return?
Yeah. And again, Julia, good question. It's a really good question. It depends on what kind of it depends on, you have people who would leave the body spontaneously, out of the blue, unexpectedly, like Michael does, okay? Now, you have people who would have to get ready for it. They would have to meditate. They would have to do the little relaxation, and they will get out of body. But yes, there are people who would find it painful, not only getting back to the body, but also leaving the body. You would have people, because I consult with my clients back in Slovakia and the Czech Republic. I mean, I would get tons of mails and phone calls every day about people who are getting out of body, and it is a painful experience for them. There are people who would, but upon returning to their body, they would have migraines, they would have back pains. They would have specific pain in the coccyx area, okay, where your kidneys is and where the tailbone is. Okay, so that is happening. But again, you would have people that would just leave the body spontaneously, naturally, and then there's no pain involved. But then you would have people who would contemplate, who would meditate in order to get out of body. And yes, that would be painful for them, either leaving the body or coming back to their body. Yes, so you have, it depends on the on people, right? Yeah, whether you're used to that or not.
Well, the painful part for me, I leave my body a lot when I'm in dream state. And that's when it's really, really painful to return, because what happens is when I finally get back into my body, I'm absolutely paralyzed. And it takes me a while to acclimate.
Okay.
And then I don't actually meditate at all to go out of body. Okay. I don't. I'm going within to get, my guides to speak to me, knowledge. Yeah. But I don't actually meditate in order to do an out of body.
Okay. But Julia, when you get out of body, how do you know that you're actually out of body versus being dreaming? It could be
right. Well, they call it. I guess the best thing is I don't know if it's the same. They call it going into the astral plane.
Yeah.
Because I see my body, I'm like really aware. And the first time it happened, I was 2 years old or 3. And I remember being in my crib. Seeing the slats of my crib. Yeah. And I remember just floating right through the slats. Yeah. And I remember we had a house that had cathedral ceilings, really high ceilings. And I remember floating above the staircase, and I saw my body. I absolutely saw my body, and I was deciding if I should just keep going or not. But so I decided to go with it, and I actually went out of my house, and we had this huge tree. Yeah. Saw the moon, and I wanted to go into outer space and see the planets and see the moon. Yeah. So I kept going and going, and then I suddenly got that fear. What if I
know what you're talking about. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and when I came back to my body, it was the same process of going through our window, going high up, and then in my body, and I didn't see a silver cord, because people do ask me that. Yeah. The other couple times I find myself where I'm cold, and I'm in bed and I'm cold, and I want to open the window. I want to shut the window. Yeah. So I'm shutting the window, but I can't actually do it, and I'm freaking out because and then I look back and I see my body there, and I went, I better go in my body and actually physically wake up so I can do this. Yeah. And one time it was really amazing. I had a lot of experiences where I'm in another country. Yeah. I'm talking to people and nobody's answering me. Yeah. And I'm like, that happens a lot. Can you see me? Can you see me? Yeah. And all these times that I have this is when I definitely notice the pain when I try to get back into my body. But this one amazing experience happened when my son was born. Yeah. And he was just like a month or 2 old. Yeah. And I was breastfeeding him, so I would frequently fall asleep with him in my arms. Yeah. And I actually literally left my body and went right through him, and I went right through his neck, and I could see his esophagus. I looked down and I could see his heart beating. Yeah. And I went right through him, went out of the apartment at the time, and then when I came back through the same way into his neck. I saw his insides and then back. And every time I do this, it's very painful. And I don't mean to do it. It just kind of, and then and I've had a lot of channelings from different people.
Yeah.
I do have a lot of dreams where I'm taken on spacecraft and shown things. And I had an actual dream about this, but I'm told I go to the astral plane pretty much every night, and I do wake up very tired.
And
I go.
Julia, let me ask you this. You said it's painful. Where is the pain coming from? Which part of the body?
I guess I would say it's not painful. It's uncomfortable.
Oh, so you mean psychological? Oh, right. Okay,
no, it's physically uncomfortable.
Okay.
It's not that it hurts. It's that it's just an uncomfortable feeling going back into the body, because I think I'm trying to acclimate all my senses. And I always feel paralyzed until I'm completely
Now, we might be talking about sleeping paralysis, okay? And that sleep paralysis, it happens a lot, and I mean, it just happens like to the point that some people would have really like heavy sleep paralysis, where they just lay straight and they cannot even open or shut the eyes. They're just completely like there, and they just cannot move. Yeah, that's pretty much a part of every out-of-body experience. Although you know, I mean, it depends. Like people who would have their first out-of-body experiences would get a lot of sleep paralysis, okay? Now, Michael, for instance, he has never had sleep paralysis because he would just automatically...
He's used to it.
Yeah, it just happens in an instance like that. Boom, he's out of body, or boom, he's back in his body. But yeah, I have a lot of clients back in Europe that I consult with them, the sleep paralysis, and for some of them it is painful, it is fearful, and I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
I don't get it as much. I haven't had it since I haven't had it for about 7 or 8 years.
Oh, okay.
But I used to get it a lot, like a couple times a week.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm much more spiritual now. My spiritual journey started later in life, and since it started, I'm actually pretty comfortable, I think.
Oh, okay.
At night. I just feel very tired in the morning.
Yeah.
From what I've been told, I'm like an ambassador for Earth, and I go to...
Yeah.
There's like a galactic federation, and I go there and I help with the translating of all the different languages. And I actually had a very realistic dream about that, where I had all these races of beings behind me, and I was trying to translate a new language.
Okay, wow.
And I was having a rough time, and they were telling me, that's okay, it might take a few tries, because they weren't telepathic. This new race wasn't telepathic, so I had to translate.
Oh, wow. Well, that's cool.
And I had a couple different very close friends that didn't know each other that told me this. And and it's really, really just amazing. Because my biggest thing is I want planet Earth to evolve to fifth dimensional consciousness. I want us to be a peaceful world where everything, like, I want it to be like heaven on earth. So that requires a journey. And so that's like, I believe in the ascension process. So I talk about that. So apparently, and the funny thing is, you do get very tired in the morning because it's like you never slept.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I know what you're talking about.
Thank God I don't work anymore during the day, because I take afternoon naps.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You bet. Yeah.
But you can tell them, though. I can tell them to ease up, but I think it's so important now. There's so many beautiful changes that are happening with our world, and I don't want to slow down. I want these changes to take place with ease and grace.
Yeah. That's great. I mean, oh gee.
Yeah.
Wonderful experiences you
Yeah.
Wow.
I didn't have any of these things till I was like 50 years old. I'm 56.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah,
Wow.
I'm 56 now. I was interested in this stuff,
You
but I never
are?
ever
My
thought.
God, you look 30.
I love
Jeez.
you.
I love you too.
I actually look younger because I meditate. When I started meditating and I started connecting to my source, and I actually do tell my DNA I tell my DNA to renew, and my cells to renew, because I'm really at that, and people have told me I look 10 to 20 years younger from when they saw me.
I mean, Julia, you do. I mean, you do.
Oh, I went to this retreat in Susie Byler. We had her on the show.
Okay.
And she's the one that kind of helped me through my journey and about, being powerful and meditating and manifesting heaven on earth. So one of the things, it's been a couple months since I've been to the retreat. Yeah. And we do phone calls, and everybody looks younger. Everybody looks
that's great.
And everybody said to me, "You look so much younger. You don't age." And I see aging, but no,
Well,
but
you
they
don't.
see spirit. They see spirit, coming through. So what I wanted to tell everybody, my new thing with Ascension, we have August 21st, we have the eclipse coming, and there's so many changes that are going to happen in the community, the Ascension community. There's been a lot of different people that I've been listening to, and a lot of different friends, and I've been getting this message in my meditations to stay away from the computer and the television in August. I mean, just do what you need to do for work or, to talk to people. But I tend, because I'm a co-host of a radio show, I do tend to watch a lot of videos and listen to a lot of people. That's how I get my information a lot of times, and, try to get guests for the show. But a lot of times it causes havoc with my belief system, with my spirituality, because they'll say, there were people that were talking against any of this stuff happening, Ascension. And so my guidance was to kind of keep meditating, go within, ask your guides. This is your life. You don't have to do what somebody else tells you to do. There's so many different spiritual teachers, so many different light workers. Everybody has an opinion. The important thing is to go within yourself. And so I want to kind of like not do the videos for a while, just kind of stay away from them. The YouTube videos, everybody has ascension symptoms and manifestation and all that. And just what I do in the morning is I do my manifestations verbally. I speak what my heaven on earth. What's my heaven on earth going to look like? So I speak that verbally, and I manifest. I speak to my DNA for a healthy body, for my fifth dimensional body to come through.
It's great.
And all, anything that's of the light. And then I'm now starting to really be quiet and not, I found this really neat music. It's like a Tibetan music. That's on YouTube, but that's different. That's you can do that, put the music on very low. It's a meditation music, and that kind of helps me get into that beta state. And I had this really incredible, I had an incredible vision. I got rid of all the thoughts, which is really hard for me to do. I was like completely blank, and I just was there. And before I knew it, it was like an hour, and it just felt like it was 5 minutes. But I got this vision where I went to, everybody knows recently I went to this East City Ranch, which in Washington State, which is really incredible. And there's Mount Adams there, and there's an extraterrestrial base in there. And I physically saw a lot of ships come out of the mountain. There was one big, huge one that came out. And in the meditation, I actually felt I was inside the mountain, and they were taking me at night when I was sleeping there into the mountain. And there were all these different races. There was Palladian, Arcturian, the Lion people, and it was myself and my friend. My friend has this like crazy red hair, and I saw her next to me I saw red hair next to me, and I saw 3 huge big windows, and those windows were like rectangles that were huge, and they were lined with metal, and there was like big, huge bolts in them, and they were showing me that we can see all the people on Skywatch Field. They have this big field where everybody looks at the mountain at night and sees the ships. So they can see the people. And if there's a lot of people, they do more of a show. It depends they know who's there. And then we were all in a circle holding hands, all these extraterrestrials. And there was a beautiful Palladian woman. She was really beautiful. She had like golden blonde hair with the blue eyes, really attractive. And then the lion people. So we were all holding hands, and my heart literally felt like I missed them. I love them. I missed them, as if I remembered the experience, and I missed and loved them. And they were telling me, we're always with you. We're with you all the time. We just wanted you to see what we did when you were sleeping, because my friend and I we were talking about how we would love to go in the mountain and see them. And so this meditation, I had no idea what I was going to envision. I just thought I would get a download of information, like, what I need to do next week. I didn't realize I was going to get what it is, it's like a mental vision. It's like your third eye. I wasn't actually seeing it, but it was like a movie playing out in my third eye, and I had the emotion. I had the emotion that I was there. I was excited, and I felt, when I was holding their hands, I started to cry.
Wow!
Because I missed being with them. I wanted to physically be with them, and they were telling me, "We're with you right here."
Yeah.
And I feel them now. I feel like this pressure in my heart. So that was my first real, like, most of my stuff when I'm meditating and I'm quiet, I usually start getting little bits of knowledge, like how I learned about it. The ascension process was meditating. I would do it 5-10 minutes. I'm not an hour meditator. I'll do it 5-10 minutes. And then, I do my verbal manifestations, and I ask my guides to give me guidance, and the knowledge doesn't necessarily come then. It might come throughout the day. All of a sudden I realize something, and then I'll go, I'll get confirmation. I'll go to a video or something, and I get it confirmed, this knowledge. There might be 3 or 4 people that don't know each other. That's the clue. They don't know each other. And, boom, the knowledge is there about the ascension process, this journey. So, I did a lot of the violet flame transformation, getting rid of negative, jealousy and all those emotions. Yeah. So now, this August, for a lot of people, and I'm not saying for everybody, I'm just saying this is what I got for myself and a lot of people that I know. We all got the same information. To just back away from the, definitely, back away from the news, the media, get away from and one thing is the computer has electromagnetic stuff, and your cell phone has electromagnetic, and they want you to kind of stay away from that as much as possible. Do a lot of meditation as much as possible. Be quiet. You don't have to, you could just sit and just blank out your mind and just ask for the highest good to come through. And if you're tired, sleep. and drink a lot of water. Drink a lot of water. And go with the flow. I've gotten so many messages about going with the flow. Whatever happens, with the financial markets or the Mr. Trump or any of this nonsense that's going on, just go with the flow. Don't worry about it. Don't listen to it. Don't be a part of it. The biggest thing is, like, especially, when you're away from Facebook, you're away from the politics and the back and forth, because we want to unite. We want to unite everybody. So just back away from tech for a while and go within and maybe really try to eat organic, healthy food, more vegetables. I'm a big meat eater, and I'm going to try to not eat red meat in August. It'll probably last 2 days.
That's good.
It'll probably last 2 days. But I've been really having a strong need. Like, I do enjoy fish, but I'm really trying to lighten it up so I can, be more open. So that's kind of like the message, to go with the flow. If your body's tired, sleep. You don't have to do a million projects. Just do and live in the moment. Don't worry about the future. Don't worry about the past. Try to live in the moment. The best way to do that is to breathe. Just sit and breathe every morning. That's why meditation is very good, because that helps you center and live in the moment. So the word of the day is surrender. Go with the flow. Don't be a part of the noise. Don't be a part of the fights and the drama. Just kind of be an observer and stay, listen to your own guides, listen to your own feelings. And meditation is the best way to do that. And it doesn't have to be an hour. It could be 5-10 minutes. It's just, so that was everything. That's everything the big message for the week.
All right.
That was great. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, Julia's amazing.
Fine.
I want to ask you. We have about 10 minutes left. If someone wants to get in touch with you to either talk about or get counsel about their out-of-body experience, where do they go? And also, where can they find your book?
Wow. Well, they can always, send me an email to julia.sellers, SELLERS, @gmail.com. It's julia.sellers, SELLERS, @gmail.com. Now, the book, guys, I have published the book in Slovak, okay, and 2 years ago. Now, the book is ready in English, but Michael does not feel like he's ready to come out of the closet yet.
Right,
so
right.
He asked me to hold it. So I can imagine, the book would be out there maybe next year, towards the end of this year, in English. Okay. Now, it's anyone who speaks Slovak and Czech can read it right now, but unfortunately, as I said, the book is ready in English, but I do not have a green light from Michael to go ahead and publish it yet. So that's what's happening, and I have to respect that. But anyone who wants to talk to me, you can email me at the email address that I just have given out, or you can check out my Facebook account or my website, www.juliasellers.com. .sk, I think. Oh my God. www.juliasellers.sk, I think it is. But you can always email me, so you're more than welcome to do that. So, is that fair enough?
Fair enough. That's
Yeah.
very, very good. Also, I want to let you know that ILona has instant messaged me and thanked me and you for talking about her tonight and her sister. And she just wanted to know that she was happy about that. And, shout out to ILona and Ivana again.
Yep.
They're great. They just
Hi,
really
guys.
Hi, guys.
are. That's exactly right. And don't forget Olie. Hello, Olie.
Hi,
Yeah, and when I just go ahead and say something in the Czech. Ahoj Ilono and Ivano, a jak se máte? A je mi ctí, že můžu být tady s vámi. Jestli mě posloucháte, tak mi řekněte něco.
Very good.
Oh, okay.
Now listen, are you going to speak anywhere that you might want to tell the audience about, or a conference that you're going to be at? And
Yeah, I mean, I have a lot of conferences, but unfortunately, it's all back in Slovakia and the Czech Republic, and and it's all Slovak and Czech, and so it's unless someone speaks Slovak and Czech, you're more than welcome to tune in. But so.
Well, that maybe someday you'll be able to speak and go to conferences. I know a very nice conference that you would want to go to some year. The Starborn Support Conference when it comes back, hopefully in 2017, I think. You might want to be able to speak at that. Because we would love to have you. I love this subject. I love out of body. I love near-death experiences. Yeah. It's just amazing what our consciousness and brain can do that we have to relearn.
Yeah, that's true. It's it's a lot of things out there that it's a lot of things out there that you don't know they're happening, but they are. And it's just that, it's, makes me go crazy because I am not in a position to talk about everything that I know, although I wish to, but maybe some day in the future I'll be able to talk about it. But trust me, guys, I mean, if you knew everything that's happening on Earth right now, you would be so amazed and you would be crying and it just that hurts me that I'm not in a position right now to talk about it. But I wish I could. I can, but trust me, guys, I mean, my final words to you is that you really remember that unconditional love is something that's worth of trying and being on this wonderful planet, because each of you was born here into this blue planet to just emit unconditional love out of your body and to be of service to everyone. And unless you realize that, it's just hard to talk about, really.
Wow.
That's ascension.
Yeah.
Service to others, choosing that path. Yes.
Yeah, and the letting go of the ego, I think, is very important too. True. One cannot go into this and think, hey, I'm going to make lots of money, I'm going to write a book, I'm going to be famous. That's not the point of it.
It's not the point at all. It's not. Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what, Julia Sellers, it has been wonderful having you on the show. And when you feel you can talk about it, you let me know, and I will push aside everybody else and make a space for you to come in and talk.
Guys, it's been really, it's great. I mean, it's a pleasure for me. It's an honor for me to be on your show tonight.
Wow.
And great. Many thanks to you, Michael, to you, Julia, to you, Bill, to everyone out there. That's guys. I'm talking about ILona, Ivana, Mary Rodwell. I'm talking about Ray Hernandez, Bob Davis, Rudy Shield. I'm talking about American Center for the Integration of Spiritual Transformative Experiences. It's a great community out there that I'm a member of, and I really appreciate you guys to be there for me. And just it's great honor, for me to talk to you tonight, and just know that I love you guys, and just be aware of the fact that unconditional love is all that counts. It really is all that counts. It's the basic force that drives the universe, and unless we realize that, it's unconditional love that runs everything, and that's my final words to you. And I love you all, guys. Really,
love you too.
Well, we love
so
you
much.
right back, Julia.
Thank you very much.
That was profound.
You're very welcome. My soapbox is your soapbox. Anytime you need.
Thank you very much.
Okay, I want to tell you that I'm working on several really, really good guests, and as soon as I get the good information from them, I will be posting it on Facebook. And I'm telling you, the month of August and the beginning of September are going to be super, super hot month. So you'll meet a lot of good people and listen to a lot of good things. On that note, God bless you all out there from one end to the other of the galaxy, and have a good week, and we'll see you next Saturday on the Starborn Connection.